Here we have Sasha Foreman, Aspen high school player. And Sasha has two, what I would call his aces, the things that he does as good or better than anybody, is he swings the club parallel to the shaft plane for a really, really long time. And parallel or on plane, I would use those terms interchangeably. So he sets the club beautifully at the top. Shaft is perfectly parallel to the plane at that point. Then you'll see it just never deviates on the downswing. As he starts to close the gap, and this is part of what him and I worked on, as he starts to close this gap down, it's seamless in that the shaft never gets more vertical than the original plane line. So we'll just see it a couple of frames. You can, without me drawing any lines on it, you can see how perfect it is, even up into right there. And then this deviation right here, a slight upward handle through the hit, is a bit of what him and I work on. Without going into those details, let's go through the second piece. And his second piece, actually I could say he has three. His second piece is that the face gets extremely square before the hitting, prior to the hit. That's probably 3 feet away from impact at least, and the face is already square. Now, perfectly square is 90 degrees, but anywhere in this ballpark is an elite club face prior to the hit. I mean, you go all the way up to the PGA Tour, that's going to be as good as about anybody you're going to see. And he doesn't have much rollover through the hitting zone. So you want to see the club face from here to here, again, remaining really close to perfectly perpendicular. So all that being said means that his club face is not open well before impact. So it's hard for him to blow it way left. But then it doesn't really roll over through the hitting zone, so it's fairly square, so it's hard for him to hook it right. So Sasha's typically fairly accurate. All right, and then we'll go into the final piece. He's a late setter, so here's the shaft, kind of shaft and arms, and then there's really not much of a change between the shaft and the arms as he makes his way into the backswing, and then he sets it really late, kind of like a pitcher who's pretty powerful at throwing it over home plate. Now, I show you this because it's very powerful, this late load and this massive amount of lag, but it also then is his responsibility to understand that we're not trying to hold that lag all the way down into here and then all of a sudden wait to flip it right at the bottom. There's not enough time. In real time, it's a blink to go from here to here for most good players. So Sasha needs to be unloading that left wrist, this angle in the shaft. He needs to be trying to unload that angle literally as he starts the downswing while he's in the loading process to make sure he can get it snapped by the time he hits the ball. And we spend quite a bit of time on that as well. But he's a tremendous player. He's come along very quickly in a very short amount of time, and can't say enough about the kid.